Hi, Neil here with Covers and Camo, your source for custom seat covers. Today, we're installing a really nice set of seat covers on the 2011 Ford F-350. Ebony croc, diamond stitch for the insert, Realtree extra for the trim. Just a really cool looking set. Let's go through this install together. All right, so we're getting started on this install on this 2011 Ford F-350. It's the leather seats inside here. You can see the driver's side's definitely worn out there and ready for some new covers. So it's a front and back that we're doing today. I have the passenger seat done already. You can see this is the ebony croc with the diamond stitch, looking really nice. Realtree extra for the trim. The seats are 40-20-40 front seat where there's a 20 section that folds up into a seat like this. I got the headrest off right here, and the bottom is a bottom storage underneath here. Okay, now this headrest, to take this off, that's the very first thing that we're gonna want you to do. And there's two little push buttons right here, and you need to press both of those at the same time to get that headrest out. And it's kind of tight. You got to fit your fingers underneath there, both hands, push on those, and then you'll release that headrest. You're gonna pull that middle headrest out because we're gonna do this 20 section first. Now, if you don't have the 20 section and you just have a hard console and we're just doing like the lid cover only, then you can skip forward to just where I show you the driver bucket seat, and you can skip the 20 section piece if you don't have that. The rear seat is a 60-40 split bench. I do have the 40 section on right now, so you can see that, but we're going to show you how to do the 60 section over here. I'll walk you through that, how to get those headrests up, headrest covers on, and we'll go from here. Start on the 20 section right now. So for the 20 section, this is the top storage, so this lid right here is what we're going to do first. 20 section actually has 3 covers. I got the other 2 covers back there, but we're going to start with this lid, and the lid is going to have 2 strips of Velcro right here, and then a thicker strip of Velcro on the back side, and that's going to connect with the 20 section backrest in a little bit here. So what we'll do is just start fitting this on. Just know this is the back side back here, and then I'll start fitting it on, get this elastic capped around the edges here, and then get that Velcro tightened or attached, and then we'll move on. So here's the Velcro that I've attached now. The top went on nice. I noticed capping these front sections first up here, and then pulling backwards, and then capping it on these back corners was a way to do it. And now we're ready to do the 20 section backrest piece. Here's the 20 section backrest. You can see here's the foam backing, and this is the section for the integrated seatbelt right here. So you're gonna open this up right like this. Okay, so you're gonna open that up, and then these are the pre-cut out holes that are gonna go around these headrest post sections right there. This is gonna push through underneath right here, and then these are sticky back Velcro pieces, and I'll show you how to do these once we have them positioned. Once you've pushed this through towards the back side of the seat there, what we can do now is take these headrest post sections, here's the pre-cut out hole, and tuck that around underneath that. You can use the included trim tool to help with that, and push that around, tuck it underneath. Also, make sure you pull the seatbelt out and then attach up this Velcro around that. That's for that integrated seatbelt, so that seatbelt's going to be exposed on the outside. Next step, after you've connected up or trimmed those 2 out right there, you're going to move to the back side right here, because this is this 20 section Velcro on 20 section back Velcro that connects onto the 20 section top piece right here. So I'm just going to pull this nice and tight and stick this on. One trick is, if you need to get a little more slack, you can lift up this lid cover, or this lid, and that'll give you a little bit more slack to attach these two and make sure they're lined up and stuck together nice. When you have that connected, it should look like this. Both of those should line up really close to each other, stuck to that Velcro on the back side. All right, so you don't need to really do this if you don't want to, but I like tucking this underneath this plastic piece with the trim tool right around here. There's a little bit extra fabric that you can tuck in, and just trimmed it out a little bit nicer. Not really functional, but just something you can do. All right, so the next step, you can decide if you want to do this the easier way or the little harder way. The easier way is just to leave it like this, where what you're going to do is you're going to move right on to the sticky back Velcro sections and start attaching these. So if you're going to do that method, and you'll leave it like this, and that looks nice. It's a hemmed edge up here and comes around like that right here. Now I'm going to do it the harder way, so you can skip this next section if you don't want to do it like this, but I'm going to go ahead and take this extra fabric right here, like this edge. I'm going to tuck that underneath the console. You have to be careful with that you're not popping too much on the console, but I'm going to tuck it in. I'll show you halfway through what I've done here. Again, if you want the easier install method, just skip that, leave it like this with the hemmed edge right up there, and then move right into the sticky back Velcro. All right, so as you can see, I've been tucking this in on this edge right here using the trim tool like this right here. And it's not the easiest way to install this just because it takes more work to tuck it in underneath. So again, you can skip this if you just want to leave the cover showing you there earlier, but I'm going to continue to take this and tuck it underneath. This console just has a little bit of play to it. You kind of get underneath there, you can kind of see I can push my trim tool underneath. You don't want to jerk too much on that, just because there's not a whole ton of play and you don't want to bust your console. So just be, if you're doing it this way, do it nice and slow, ease into it, and tuck that in. And it's just a little bit of fabric that really tucks in there. But then what we'll do is once we get that in there, then we'll attach these sides up like that. Okay, just finished tucking that in right here. The hardest parts were these corners, and up this corner right here. And that does take a lot of sweat and patience. So I will say, unless if you're really wanting kind of this tucked in look and you can live with the hemmed edge around the outside, much easier just to skip that and move right on to this section right here where we're gonna attach these Velcro pieces. It does look nice when you can get it tucked in like that, but functionally it doesn't do a whole lot. It's just more for looks. So we'll move on to the sticky back Velcro sections now. All right, so for this sticky back Velcro section here, what we're gonna do is there's 3 separate tabs that have this Velcro that has sticky back on it right here. The sticky back Velcro that's connected to the Velcro that's connected to the seat cover. Okay, and there's 3 of them. What we're gonna do is I just grabbed out of my first aid kit some sterile alcohol prep pads just to clean this surface good where this adhesive is gonna go down. And I'll do that, I'll just clean it up good. And then it's a cold, wintry day here in Utah, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually taking a hairdryer, stole from my wife, and we'll blast this with some heat and just warm this up. You could also turn on the heater in your car and you just warm this adhesive up a little bit so it sticks down, gets a better stick on this console here. All right, so I have these 2 stuck down now, and what I like to do is just line up this Velcro edge to edge right there, get it heated on a clean surface right here, and then once that's heated up, I'm gonna just peel off. Be careful of using a heat gun. That's why I use a hairdryer. A heat gun, you could get this hot enough that it could melt, so just be careful on that. But get it warmed up here and get that adhesive warm, and then I'm just gonna peel this plastic and then just stick it down like that. And that's what I did on these ones right here. All right, so the majority of the time, the sticky back Velcro is gonna work great, but I have had some customers that have said the sticky back Velcro came up on them, and if it's like a hot Texas summer day or something like that, that adhesive can get too warm and then kind of peel off. So what I have done in the past, and just to make sure this stays on nice and tight, I have taken a little bit of Gorilla tape and just cut that to, just ripped it off just so it's a little bit larger than the Velcro in a few sections here, just to keep that on a little bit better. Not completely required or necessary, but something you might think about doing just to make sure that that sticky back Velcro doesn't come up on you on like a hot summer day. So that's it for the sticky back Velcro section. We're ready to move on to the 20 section bottom now. All right, 20 section bottom is much easier than the backrest. This one is a bottom storage. It's gonna lift up like that. Here's the cover. I got it turned inside out like this just to fit it on. There's gonna be 2 strips of Velcro on the back side that are gonna push back to carpet. And then all of these are gonna, these side pieces of Velcro are gonna come around and then stick onto this carpet underneath here. All right, so I have the 20 section bottom on. So you can see, attach the Velcro around the carpet right there. These 2 little strings of Velcro right here just push around from up here. And there's actually like a little bit of, when you feel back here, there's like a sheet of upholstery cloth. And you'll just need to kind of pull that cloth in a little bit, and then that Velcro will go on the sides of it underneath and then attach on that carpet at the bottom there. Perfect. So we got that 20 section bottom done, backrest done. Now we're gonna pop in the headrest cover. Here is the headrest. I've actually already installed it. It's pretty simple install, so I didn't feel like I needed to take the time to show you this. There's just Velcro at the bottom, and I'll show you how to do a driver headrest cover. It really is the same steps. But we're gonna take this cover now, and or the headrest on with the cover, and we're gonna push it back in to these posts here. And actually, to do that, I'm gonna have to push down with my other hand on this to get this inside here. Okay, so what I needed to do was push with my other hand into these 2 little push buttons. And again, that's how you got the headrest out. And once you push that all the way in, it's gonna lock in here. And I just gotta give it a nice firm push in there, and then the headrest is locked in now. And we're moving on to the driver backrest and bottom. So the driver seat section is what we're gonna install now. The headrest is the first thing that you're gonna pull out. You pull that out by pushing in on these 2 buttons right here, and then the headrest will pull out. The other thing you wanna do to set yourself up for this install is raise this seat up as high as it'll go, because when we do this bottom seat section, you're gonna want as much space underneath the seat as possible. So raise that up all the way, get this headrest out. Now we're gonna throw on the backrest cover. You can see how worn this backrest got here. So we're gonna get a good cover going over this now. So the backrest install is pretty simple. There's gonna be this felt right here on the front side of the cover that's gonna push around to this Velcro right here. So that front felt is gonna push right through the seat right here. Now what you may wanna do is use our little plastic trick here. Wrap the plastic around the felt or anything else that you're trying to push through, like the seat bottom. We'll do the same thing, and you wrap the plastic around, push that through, and that helps to decrease the friction. This actually is not too much friction here because of these older leather seats. They slide pretty good, but that is a trick that you can use with that plastic bag there. So we'll fit this over, and then here's our pre-cut out headrests up here, headrest holes, and we'll trim those out. So I have that felt pushed through towards the back side now. What I'm gonna do here is trim out these headrest post sections with the included fiber stick install tool. And you're just gonna work that around and get this pre-cut out hole to be tucked underneath this headrest plastic post section right here. So it should look like this when you have that tucked around right there. Next, I'm gonna attach up the side airbag blowout section, this Velcro right here. Just connect these pieces together like that. Next, I'm gonna take this felt right here that I pushed through and attach it to the Velcro that's on the back side of the seat right there. Connect that up. So the backrest is all connected up underneath there now, and we're gonna do this bottom section here now, the driver bottom. So on the back, there's gonna be these straps and buckles. All the buckles are on the back. This middle strap right here is your locking strap. But the first thing that we're gonna do is push this cover through right here. This is where it comes handy to use the plastic trick. Just wrap that around like that and then push this through. It's gonna decrease the friction and help you slide that through right here. Once you have that pulled through, go ahead and pull this plastic out and away here. And now we're just gonna finish pulling the rest of this through. Make sure it's all pulled through here. there's Velcro on the back side, and we're gonna stick that down once we have it all lined up on the front, looking good. Take your trim tool and tuck this extra fabric in right here, like that. Take this drawstring right here, and you're gonna pass it between the seat base right here and that seat plastic. It's gonna pass through right here. That's gonna drop down. We're gonna tie that off on the back side shortly. And then on this other side here, you're gonna take this string, go on the outside of your seat belt, and that's gonna drop around. For this draw cord around the outside, what we're gonna do is tie a noose in one side like that, and then take the other side, loop it around, pull it to your desired tightness, just so it's snug. You don't have to crank real hard on these. Just snug it up and then tie that off. That helps just keep those corners down. What really is gonna hold the seat cover in place is these straps and buckles that we'll do in just a minute. All right, next step is to take this Velcro right here, and we're gonna just pull nice and snug, stick that down to the carpet down here, like that. Then we're gonna take this strap, go underneath to a solid spring, like a little metal bar, and there's these kind of curved springs underneath your seat that hold your seat base in. Pretty difficult to show you underneath here, but there's ones that are not, around cables or anything like that. You don't want to go around a cable, but just go to one of those gray metal bars, curved metal bars underneath your seat. Then you go back to this strap, go through the middle slot, then the outside slot, and then lock that down. That locks the seat cover to make sure it never slides forward. A little overkill on this one because there's also Velcro to make sure it never slides forward, but hey, we're locking this guy in here. So I've gone underneath to a solid bar, gone back to this buckle, went through that middle slot, then the outside slot. Now I can just pull this tight, lock that down. Again, that's the locking safety strap. Make sure it never slides forward. That seat cover will be locked down for good now. All right, so these other straps that were on the front, I've gone back to these buckles right here, gone through the buckle, and I'm pulling them forward, locking that down. Now the other thing you can do is pass that end of the tail of that strap forward again, and then go back to the front, or have someone else on the front side kind of pull on that strap to finish tightening it. I'll just move around to the other side to finish that. All right, so the driver bottom is all done. I can move this back into the lowered seat position. Now we're gonna do the driver headrest cover. Okay, so the trick with the headrest cover is to actually do it on carpet, because so you can compress the headrest down as you fit this on here. Here's the front of the headrest. We got the elk logo on this one, and here's the scratchy Velcro towards the front side. Okay, the back side is gonna have the smaller width and the soft Velcro there. Okay, so here's the front of the headrest. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it in partially inside out like this, and then start to cap this on, and I'm gonna take one hand and knee and just kind of compress on this headrest as I start to fit this on. So I have this on halfway now. Again, what I'm doing is compressing with one hand, pushing that down as I pull with the other hand, slide this on. Once you have this on most of the way here, you can start to unravel this part that you had taken and turned inside out, and just roll that around, so then we can attach the Velcro. Once you've finished folding that around, you can attach up the Velcro underneath here, like that, right there. And that is gonna be the same steps for all of the headrests. They're all gonna install the same way. And it's, again, helpful to do it on the carpet, just gonna compress that headrest cushion down as you get these on. Next, we'll be installing the rear seat, the 60 section. This is a 60-40 split seat. We'll be doing the 60 section here, and then the armrest. And first thing that you're gonna wanna note is you need to pull this seatbelt out as you slide the cover on here. And I'll actually pull this lever right here to slide that backrest forward. And then I'll grab the cover here, and we're gonna slide this on. Again, remember to pull the seatbelt out as you slide this on. So slide it underneath that middle seatbelt. Also, quick note, this seat needs to be in the up position for this to slide on right here. So once I have this popped over this section right here for this handle, then I can continue to fold it down to finish installing. All right, so now we're tucking these underneath right here and trimming that out just like we did on the front seats. use your plastic trim tool to do that. Next, I'm going to take this felt. I push this through this crack in the seat there between the backrest and bottom. Pull this through here. I'm going to lift and then take this Velcro that's on the back side here and stick that onto the felt so that holds together there. Next step is to tuck in these armrest inner flaps, and there's Velcro here, but the Velcro really isn't meant to stick to this inner side here because it just, I mean, it sticks a little bit, but not really. Really what your goal here is to tuck this on the back side of this plastic right here, and that you're gonna push that on the back side with your trim tool, and that'll hold it on the back side there. So you can get an idea of what I've been doing here. Again, I've been taking that section that had Velcro and just been pushing that underneath on the back side of this plastic casing right here. So you can see how it's tucked in right there, and that's what the piece that I still need to tuck in. So I'm going to do that all 3 sides up there, and then we'll do that on the bottom piece down here as well. Okay, so once we have that tucked in underneath this plastic plate on the back there, now it's time to do the armrest, and the armrest just slides on. There is a little spot for the pull tab, so make sure you pull that through there. And then there's going to be Velcro here on the back side right here, and then there's Velcro down here on the front. And those two are going to connect together. I find typically that the best position for that is about right here, kind of almost a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to reach back with one hand right here, hold this Velcro, take the other hand and push the Velcro together on the back side. It connects up so you don't see where the Velcro connects there, and we'll get that connected. The other thing you're going to want to do is tuck this extra fabric underneath this plastic cup holder right here, just for a nice trim look. And that's not a bad, it's not hard to tuck that in, just there's a lot of play underneath there, so you can just tuck that underneath there. So I was able to get this tucked around all the way, even behind this plastic back here, but I will say that's pretty tough to stretch it all the way back there. So, and you don't really see that on the back side as much, so if you're struggling with that, you could just tuck in the sides, the front, and you'd be good to go. Just make sure you got this Velcro attached. I still need to finish attaching this Velcro on the back side now. All right, so we have this armrest section done now. So looking nice, looking very nice. Now, it does make it a little bit tighter to push that in, but it does push in. And one thing that you might want to think about is these fabrics are pretty thin. The canvas fabric is pretty thin, but our like ostrich, exotics, the simulated leather line, those are going to be a little bit tighter, so you may not be able to push that armrest completely flat in. It might stick out just a little bit more just because you got thicker materials there. But this one pushes in pretty good on these canvas style fabrics. Okay, so backrest is all done. I've put the headrest in now. Now we just need to do this 60 section bottom, which is a pretty simple cover. It just has Velcro on the top and the bottom, and just slides over and sticks down. I'll show you that. Okay, so here's the cover. Velcro here. There's a little Velcro tab on the side here, and then there's also this bottom Velcro. And so it's not connecting to itself, it's actually connecting to carpet that's on the back side of the seat here. All right, so I got this stuck down. The Velcro, here's the other little side piece of Velcro right here. And that sticks down, you just push it down and it sticks in right there, okay? So that looks good there. Again, there was Velcro on the back side, and I just push that back and it sticks down to the Velcro, or to the cloth, the original seat upholstery underneath. Same thing up here. I'll pull this back just so you can see there's cloth, or carpet right here, and you're just gonna take that Velcro, smooth this all out, pull that down, and then stick that down. What's really cool about this cover is the underseat coverage. So if you have this seat flipped up, then you have coverage there, you have coverage on the top, sides, so everything looks really nice and easy to clean now. Now there's not going to be any seatbelt slots because your seatbelts actually come from the floorboard and come up between this seat crack right here. So if you're make sure you just install the bottom seat cover underneath the seatbelt, and the top seat cover is going above this seat belt right here, as far as the receiver. So, and then also over here, there's not gonna be a slot. The seat cover just kind of comes in a little bit right there. So then you still have your seat belt accessible there. So that wraps it up for this install. If you were working on this, great job. Contact us if you have any questions. Everything turned out really nice inside here. We'll have another video that we'll do kind of a nice review video showing all the features here. Thanks so much for watching this video. Again, this has been Neil here with Covers and Camo, your source for custom seat covers. We offer seat covers for trucks, Jeeps, cars, SUVs, and UTVs. So if you have a vehicle you're thinking about getting seat covers on, you need to jump over to coversandcamo.com. We look forward to doing a set for you soon. Thanks so much.